Hi, it's Claudia. So today is day number 19 of our 75 Hard Challenge. And everybody's back from out of town. A lot of people left town. Um, so just talking a little bit about the issues. So for one, my little Hope, she went out of town to see her family. And you know, as soon as you see your family, they cook your favorite foods. They want to spoil you, and it's always food. And she has so many brothers, and she worked out with them. So it's hard for people to grasp that the food is the number one important part. You can work so hard, but if you're compensating for your food, you're not going to get anywhere. Her brothers trained her really hard. They had, she told me, 6 and 7 45-pound plates on each side on her leg press. Now, my little Hope is an endomorph. She is heavier on the bottom. She has really heavy legs. She has a big butt. And she's pretty lean on top, but so probably a mix of mesomorph and endomorph. But that background of an endomorph has a little bit more of a slower metabolism. So training your legs so heavy when you're already heavy on the bottom will not lean out your legs. It'll actually make your legs bigger, especially if you're not eating right. I know she told me she ate right, but I don't think she was able to eat 100%. From a man's perspective, I see this all the time in the gym tour with trainers. They train these ladies super hard when they're already heavy on the bottom, and sometimes I want to ask, how wide do you want these girls to be? And so that's mostly the mistake. So she can work heavy on her upper body. Her lower body needs to be a lot of reps so she can actually be a little bit more balanced. And it's not like she doesn't have any muscle under there. She has a lot of muscle under, but she also has a lot of body fat under there. And that body fat is not going to move away unless she does a lot of reps and she sticks to her diet. I'm trying to tell her that the diet is the number one important thing. I know this morning she was talking about how she was training with this male trainer, and he was training her with the guys and da. He never changed your body. I saw it. He never changed your body, okay? Your body changed when I did your competition prep, and there was the diet, okay? I prepped you for your competition, and you went on a lower calorie and lower carbohydrate diet. That's what changed your body. It wasn't the workout. It was, and you know, people see all these gadgets. She's asking me about all these gadgets that you buy on social media that people are being paid to demonstrate. Those are fitness models. They probably never, I know some of them, they have never used this equipment before. They're just demonstrated because they need somebody fit looking and, you know, amazing looking to demonstrate. But the matter of the fact is, that's probably not how they got their body. So yeah, your diet is number one. If you don't follow your diet, your body will not change. You know, it'll change a little bit to a certain degree, but not dramatically. So diet is your number one. You cannot eat all this crappy, greasy food and expect your body to change. And men have a little bit more they're more lucky. They have more testosterone, they have more muscle to start out with, they have lower body fat. That's how they're born. And genetically, they can eat more calories. You know, I see it all the time when women say, but my husband ate blah, blah, blah. It's because he's your husband, because he's a man. And there's a difference. So, you know, it's hard for people to grasp that part. So, and then, of course, my little Ivana, she was out of town too. She was on vacation in California, and she enjoyed herself. She told me that she did not stick to her diet or to her non-drinking habits. So, I mean, she's in really good shape, and it doesn't take her no time to come back to that. But, you know, obviously the 75 hard means 75 days without cheating. And of course, what we're talking about it this morning is like our triggers. What are our triggers to drink that glass or 2 or 3 of wine? Our triggers is usually stress. And it is the tax season, and I just got my tax bill. And it's extremely stressful. And you don't want to feel that anxiety. You know, you're running away from the anxiety that it causes you to have, and that's why you're having certain triggers. You know, so what we're talking about this morning, I'm like, my goal is to, you know, when those 75 days are over, I want to continue with being better. You know, I and she said the same thing. We like to, you know, be to the point where we'll have maybe once a week a glass of wine, but not 2, 3, 4, 5, and or a whole bottle, and where we want to be disciplined enough, you know, not to eat crappy food. We need to find something that compensates for these emotions, you know, either boredom or anxiety and stress. We need something that compensates for that. So yeah, our goal is to, you know, be better, change our lifestyle, be better, not just 75 days, but beyond that, completely stick to our diet. Because when I weighed her last week, she asked me, she said, did it go up? Well, if you stick to your diet, it will never go up. But it's really funny. And my little Brittany, she was supposed to come at 6 o'clock this morning. I didn't see her. And she is really funny because she said she needs to get better with her diet. And you know, we know that she's getting stronger. You know, she's gaining more muscle. I can tell her body's changing, but it could be much faster if she would stick to her diet. You know, because she has that body type that just in the beginning gains more muscle before it loses body fat. You can just see she's very, you know, strong looking. So it takes a little bit, and and I'm pretty sure that her traveling is not helping with it. You know, she travels all the time. She has a small child. I think her child is like 3 years old, and her husband takes care of it. But she lectures nurses, and so she's traveling all over the States, United States, to for her lectures, and that can be extremely exhausting and, you know, extremely. I'm sure she's extremely anxious. So and stressful, of course. So I know that she needs to get better with her diet. Constantly being out of town, that's really hard. All these stressors don't help. We're just in today's life. Sometimes I wish we could live without all these stress factors, but we don't. You know, we are living in a stressful environment, and it's not getting any better. So we have to learn how to live with it, how to find new ways to de-stress, new ways to, you know, to just focus on something else and improve mentally, so that we don't lose in this game of anxiety. So I know this was a lot of talking today, and of course, you know, being around the holidays, all that doesn't really help. But it's always good. I do this thing where I call it self-counseling, and I record myself talking to myself, because there's a lot of subjects I don't have anybody to talk to, and nobody wants to know, or they just don't know how to respond to it. And so I talk to myself. It's very helpful. I don't have the time, and I don't want to spend the money to go to a counseling session. You know, I don't want to have to go to a certain point and go counseling, and I don't want to do this on FaceTime. I hate FaceTime. I don't like this either. You know, it's like I'll do it because my business needs attention, but I honestly, just talking to yourself on your and really recording your speech, and then listen to it later, makes you analyze a lot of things about yourself, and makes you find your own personality. Who are you? You know, and it shows your values and what you're about. So that helps me a lot. It's almost like meditation. You know, sometimes I feel like I don't have the patience for meditation, and I should. It really only takes 5 minutes, and just by talking to myself in the car, helps me a lot. And then I delete it. I listen to it one more time and I delete it. But sometimes I'm like, listen to myself. I'm like, wow, you are so out there. This is not normal. And other times I listen to myself and I think, wow, this is really good. Because you see what your problem is. What is your problem? Is your problem that you just, missing some of that self-love? Is your problem just that you're overthinking, you're overanalyzing everything? So it's really cool. And that helps me a lot. Also, I've noticed that if I go out, I always feel bad if I only drink water when I go out. Just because, these servers depend on tip money, and somebody said you can't just tip more money, I know. But I started ordering hot tea. And I didn't realize that I really like this. So I feel like I'm not just drinking water, and that hot tea really relaxes me. So I was telling my little Irana about it. I was like, you know what? Instead of ordering this glass of wine, especially if we go somewhere, but they know me right now, I have a good excuse because I have a terrible voice for my allergies. So I said, like, when they go, hey, you want your glass of wine? I go like, no, I'll have some hot tea. And the way my voice sounds, because I just did my cardio in the park, they go like, oh yeah, okay, I'll have your tea. So it makes a difference. So and I like it. It's really cool. It's a good exchange. Anyway, so I know there's a lot of talking today, but we all go through these challenges. Every single one of us. Everybody has challenges they have to face, and just talking about it and thinking about it. Sometimes you have people that you can talk about your problems, and it makes you feel better. And if you don't, I would just try it out. I have a little attachment in my car where I put my phone on, I reverse my screen, and I start talking. And it's so helpful. It's incredible. Half the time I delete it right away. I don't even listen to it a second time. But a lot of times when I listen to it, like for instance, if I do it on my way to work, and I do cardio early morning before I start working, and I listen to it, it's amazing what you find out about yourself. And then I delete it, and so it's all good. So hopefully this helps a little bit. But whatever challenges you go through, just remember we all have challenges and we all go through them. And as Tom Hanks once said, is this too shall pass. So I hope you have an incredible day, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Goodbye.